And then Trooper noticed that you had clenched your right hand as if though you were holding something. Then placed both hands on the hood of the car. He checked your hand and discovered you had placed two plastic baggies containing white rock-like substance, which were later.
Yes.
Why would you lie to me at this stage? Sir, you said it was in your, they found it in your pocket. They found it on the windshield where you had placed your hands to try to confuse them, or it was a head fake. You just got caught. You just got caught lying to me, and you were under oath. Why would you do that? You're just nervous? Well, when I'm nervous, I tell the truth. When I'm not nervous, I try to tell the truth. But if I'm nervous, I'm going to try to tell the truth. Your instinct is lie, deceive, trick. No, that's not right. That's not upfront. That's not forthright. State of Texas versus Carlos Garcia. And you were here with your attorney, Mr. West, and the state's attorney. There's a motion to revoke probation, sir, that's been filed. It was filed, my God, how long? It seems like yesterday, July 28th of 2023. We're going on a year and a half old. Has he been an absconder?
Yes, sir.
Oh, boy. Well, that's not a good thing, is it? Does the defendant waive a formal reading of this motion to revoke probation? Can we proceed in summary?
We can, Your Honor, yes.
Raise your right hand, sir. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any statement you make during this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Lower your hand. In summary, this motion states that on August 22nd, 2016, in this court, you were sentenced to 10 years in prison, probated for 10 years for the third-degree felony of operating a motor vehicle while intoxicated. Apparently, you committed a DWI and you had two or more prior convictions. It looks like two of them, one in 1987 out of Cameron County, Texas, and a second one in 1989 in Cameron County, Texas. Those two prior convictions of DWIs bumped up your DWI here in the paragraph 1 of this indictment of 15-23053, where it was charged on April 18th, 2015 in Jefferson County, Texas. You had committed a DWI, thus it became a third-degree felony. And you were sentenced to 10 years in probation. That was suspended. You were placed on regular probation then August 22nd, 2016, which is about 8.5 years ago. Is that all true?
Yes, Your Honor.
Allegation 1 states you committed the offense of illegal possession of a controlled substance on or about May 30th, 2023 in Cameron County, Texas. Is that true or untrue?
It is true, Your Honor.
And it's looks like the controlled substance was crack cocaine. Is that true?
Yes, correct.
Were you charged with that in Cameron County, Texas?
Yes, but they were case dismissed.
So he was not dismissed.
Remember,
The confusion is
you're under oath.
he had two separate charges, one in 23 and one in 24. He's correct that the one in 2024 was dismissed because he received 8 months state jail time.
This is once again May 30th, 2023.
That is the one we have a certified copy of the judgment that he received.
Were you convicted of a controlled substance, namely cocaine, illegal possession of that?
Yes.
And in Cameron County, Texas on May 30th, 2023.
Yes.
How were you sentenced in Cameron County?
Well, they gave me time to serve on that one.
How much, what was the judgment?
8 months county jail
8.
time under 1244, Judge.
Okay, they reduced it. It was,
A felony conviction, but misdemeanor punishment. He had credit for time served in jail.
okay. So there had to be a state jail felony.
It was, Judge.
So you were convicted of a state jail felony,
Yes, Your Honor.
but you were sentenced as though it were a Class A misdemeanor.
Yes, Your Honor.
But at the end of the day, you got the benefit of the sentence, but the fact is you picked up a felony conviction on my watch when you were on probation, while you were on probation in this DWI third. Is all of that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you pleading true to allegation 1 of this motion to revoke probation voluntarily and because it is true as it is alleged?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand, by a voluntary and knowingly made plea of truth to 1 or more violations of probation, that is enough to grant a motion to revoke probation. Your probation could be revoked and you could be sentenced to no less than 2 nor more than 10 years confinement in prison. Knowing that, do you insist on pleading true today?
Yes, Your Honor.
I find you are pleading true voluntarily. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading true. I'm about to sneeze. Is
Yes, Your Honor.
there an agreement on this?
No, yeah.
Stand by.
If you start, if you
The
start,
cold front brought some stuff in
Mhm.
from somewhere. And my allergies have been, okay, I'm better.
can we take a pool on how many sneezes are coming?
See, the idea is not to think about it, but not you. You're going to throw it in my face. So
Yes, sir.
I will, it will
Yes, sir.
be a thought, a constant thought. I'm focusing on Mr. Garcia. He's
Yes,
more
sir.
important than me.
Yes, sir.
All right. Go ahead, John, for the defense. John,
Your Honor, I would like to call my client to testify a little bit.
He's-
Well, he's already
he's
sworn in,
under
right. Mr. Garcia, you were put on probation out of this court, correct?
Correct.
Okay. But you live in Cameron County, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So you went back down to Cameron County and you were checking in with probation down there, correct?
Yes, correct.
All right. In May of 2023, you were arrested for possession of a drug, correct?
That's correct.
And you were put in jail.
Yes.
Okay. And you did, like I said, about 8 months in jail.
Yes, correct.
Okay. When you got out of jail, did you start checking back in with probation down in
I never
Cameron?
got out of jail. It brought me straight over here.
Okay. Okay. So you haven't been out of jail since May of 20.
No, since January 1st. I turned myself in.
Okay. Okay. Down there, but then you went and got 8 months credit for time served, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So my point is that, and it's maybe a better point here, is that since you were arrested for this offense in Cameron County, you have not been out of custody, correct?
That's correct.
That's all right. And you got, like I said, we said a moment ago, you got 8 months credit for time served down there, correct?
That's correct.
And then once you got that done, they some or sooner they shipped you back here to Jefferson County.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay. So what happened with this crack cocaine? What went on? Why did you have crack cocaine?
Well, what happened was I've been clean and sober since 2009. When I got out of safety, I relapsed. I was watching this channel, the History Channel, and there's a program called Drugging. So I thought I had everything, under control. So what happened was they were introducing this woman, and they asked her why they call it crack cocaine. So when she got the pipe, put the crack in there, and she lighted up, I heard the cracking sound. When I heard that cracking sound, my heart started beating real fast, my mouth got watering, and I started craving for it. So what I did, I went.
hold on. Why would you crave for it?
He's trying to describe the addiction and what happens whenever you either smell or hear it.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia. I
Sorry.
want to hear it from him.
Sorry.
You'd be so kind.
Well, it's like they said, it's not curable, but it's treatable. So I got off guard. I got off guard from it.
How long were you addicted to cocaine?
I was 36 years old
Mhm.
from 2004 to 2009.
5 years.
Mhm.
Every time you acquired cocaine, That was a felony offense. You understand that? Every time. 5 years. How many times would you say you bought it? 100? 200?
I lost count.
And what period of time was this?
The year 2004 to 2009.
Okay. So in 5 years, you would have committed almost, maybe hundreds, who knows? Every time you bought hundreds of felony offenses. So you have a percentage report.
Sure. Right here.
Thank you. What took you so long to get that to me?
I'm a little slow today, Judge.
That was fast. So keep going. So you've brought it up from 2004 to 2009 for 5 years. Okay. Go ahead.
So by seeing this, it kind of triggered something in you that made you crave it again, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
But-
And
And at what time, what was the date again?
May 30th, 2023, Judge.
But up until then, how were you doing with the problem? Had you,
I go to CA classes.
no, what about relapsing? Did you ever relapse from
No,
2009?
that was the only time I relapsed.
I'll be darned.
I'll be going to CA classes, meetings. I got my sponsor. It's Cocaine Anonymous. And well, this court told me to go to classes. But I have more problem with the drugs than with the alcohol.
So
So I've been going to CA classes.
So
I got my sponsor, I got my group.
this is important because honesty, I want to make sure I'm clear. So from 2004 to 2000 through 2009, you had problem with cocaine.
That's correct.
After 2009, you've been clear
Yes,
of
correct.
all drugs though.
Of all drugs, yes. Correct.
All right. You wouldn't lie to me.
No, sir.
I would correct him. I'll make sure he understands that alcohol is also considered a drug. I don't want him to.
Well, I'm looking at the pre-sentence report and under adult felony court history, March 7th, 2011, which would have been outside the time period that he assured us he didn't have a problem. He was arrested for illegal possession of a controlled substance in Cameron County and ended up serving 9 months in the jail. Can you explain that?
I don't even know.
Don't have from probation do you have any history about that 3/7/11 incident that he's not telling us about? Because it makes a big difference in what I'm about to do. Anybody who tries to deceive me,
Oh, no,
you're only deceiving yourself.
Do you remember spending 8 months?
It says
Placed on 2000.
offense 3/7/11, illegal possession of a controlled substance, Cameron County. There it is. Read it and weep.
I remember you being much.
You know, yeah, that one up here we did, but this one,
So that's outside 2009.
I don't. You know, if you give me a second, I'm gonna look on, back to you.
Look, pre-sentence report was introduced, made a part of the record like it always does without objection. When we
Judge,
ask sentencings,
in addition to what you're asking, Your Honor received pleas of true in February of 23, the date being February 23rd, 23 on a separate motion to revoke probation. Mr. Garcia pled true to being having a urine sample of THC back on July 3rd of 2019. And the court additionally found a separate matter true after a hearing in that from January 6th of 2020 for the same substance as well. And I'll be remarking about that hearing in your findings later in my argument, Judge.
And if you give me a second, I'll look at that judgment in Cameron County. They have a very
Thank-
similar system to ours. They
Thanks.
honestly,
thanks for helping on that. I appreciate that.
that will tell us a lot. You have that cause number in your honor?
No. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay,
I
thought
do.
so, yeah.
Case number 11 CR 1240.
So they have the same portal as we
Oh, good.
do. So 11 CR 1240
Yes,
from what date?
3711. The disposition date
Yeah.
is 10/10/13. The date of offense alleged 3/7/11.
I didn't know that number came up to a different case here. Let's try Mr.
It's only 11, no, 11 CR 1240 is what it's
Yeah,
showing on
that-
the pre-sentence report.
11 1240 comes up to Lewis and Loyola in their system. So I'm not sure.
Hmm.
And it's from 2011.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I guess that 11 would indicate that.
can you pull his name and see?
Yes, I'm trying to do that. See if I can find something that way.
We don't have any information.
Not on
Probation on
He was
that?
No, sir.
placed on 2016.
What's your birthday?
4/16/16.
We don't have access.
I don't, Judge.
What's it showing?
Still loading right now, Your
Oh.
Honor. This is the way I looked up earlier to see the judgment in this situation. That's when Mr. Ham had that earlier. I knew exactly what he had. Narrow it down a little bit. It's too many. A lot of Carlos Garcias in Cameron County.
You need the date of birth.
Yeah, I got his date of birth. That is. Just do this one. We'll see. Let's see. All right, we don't have as many now. That's good. I don't have anything popping up, Your Honor. Here's his screen. He has the 23 case that we're just talking about, that we have the judgment for, and the 24 case, which was filed later that was dismissed as part of this. Failure to appear. There was something in 2006, which is during this time period, but I don't see anything here, Your Honor.
What is 11 CR 1240?
That comes up to a Noyola, a different defendant. So I'm not sure what happened there.
Oh, shoot. If you don't have the data, can't do much about anything. And you're distinguishing between district court cases and county court.
It has both of them here, Your Honor. It's like our Odyssey does, because it's misdemeanors and felonies and traffic tickets. Because he has 1, 2, 3, 4 of those from the 13, 17, and 18. And because here's even as the misdemeanors as well, Judge. So, but the only felony offenses I see is the 23 and 24, we just talked about, in 2006, in 1990.
So how long were you using cocaine, did you say?
From 2004 to 2009.
5 years?
Mhm. Yes, Your Honor.
See, that's kind of weird too, because on substance abuse history, you see where it says crack cocaine, age at first usage 36, date of last use 36, frequency one time. I mean, see what's either the pre-sentence reports are right or they're wrong. And they're either going to be dependent upon, but that shows he only used it one time when he was 36 years of age. Somebody's telling me a different story.
Maybe there's, I mean, he has said here it was when he was 36 years old. 36 years old is when he started using it. Maybe there's confusion in PSI because the PSI is from his information. He tells the
Frequency one time. Come on. You can't use it one time for 5 years. I just, it's just frustrating. Either I'm gonna believe this or not. And I mean, nobody objects to it when we introduce it. And so what state say? What are you asking?
Judge, I said I would remark on our prior dealings with Mr. Garcia. He was in court on February 23rd to 23rd of 2023. That's significant because it's 3 months before the incident that he pleads true to. That was to resolve a motion. There was at that time an accusation that a separate criminal offense had occurred in Brownsville. We weren't able to go forward on it because we weren't able to get witnesses to come that distance here. So he ended up pleading true to 3 different administrative violations of failing to report a positive urinalysis on July 3rd of 2019 for THC and failure to perform community service hours. After hearing, the court found an additional count of January 6th of 2020 for him being positive for THC. At that stage, because we did not have a new criminal offense before the court, what he decided was to continue him on probation. You require that he spend 90 days in our jail. 90 days after this offense, he's back in Brownsville, which is Cameron County, his hometown. He's pulled over on a traffic stop. He's in possession of crack cocaine of 0.48 grams or more. There's nothing in here about the description that he gave other than the fact that he was once again using crack cocaine. So I believe the statements that he's made, to your honor, I don't find them credible, primarily because he states he was using at a time in which, according to our PSI, he would have been on probation in San Patricio County, which I'm not sure where that's located, Judge. You may know.
South.
I'm thinking South Texas, but I don't know. But he was, as you can see with that PSI, that was for an offensive possession of controlled substance. He was given 3 years deferred probation in 2004. That was adjudicated, and he was given 3 additional years probation in 2007. All of that is encompassed in a time frame in which today he admits to you that he was using crack cocaine. I recommend that he gets something more than a slap on the wrist, because that's what he's hoping for. That's what he got the last time he was here. It was 90 days. And that's not a comment to the court. We gave this man another opportunity, and what did he do? He turned around, thumbed his nose at you, committed the same offense that he's been guilty of before, and he's basically going to try to ask you to keep him on probation, and I think that the road is met its end. I'm asking for prison time. His exposure is up to 10 years. I wouldn't bat an eye giving him 10 years today as a recommendation, Judge.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, we would, as Mr. Ham said, we are going to be asking to continue on probation. as far as the absconding, he hasn't checked in because as we just heard, he's been in custody.
That's worried. Yeah, I'm
I know, I just wanna make- I don't make that an issue.
crime.
I know how the court doesn't like absconders and I understand that. The issue is this new offense. He's claimed that he has been clean since then. I know there's issues about some drug tests for THC. I don't know if he considers that something different or whatever, but as far as crack cocaine goes, that was his drug of choice back then. And he did have a period of being clean for until the breakdown or the relapse in 23. I would ask the court to continue him on probation to keep him under control. If the court, I believe the court's allowed to extend this because we're still within the original 10 years. If the court wanted to give the defendant more probation time added to this, it's not a deferred, so we can't change it from deferred to regular, but we could just extend that and let him see how he does. Maybe hold it in abeyance and come back in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, what the court would like to do, and see if he's still clean and living the right life and doing what he's supposed to do. Otherwise, that's all the arguments I have, Your Honor.
Anything you would like to say, Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor. I mean, I know I had a drug addiction.
Sir?
I know I have a drug addiction and I'm controlling it. I mean,
How are you doing that?
doing good. Doing very good. I have a support group. I
Back
have
on May
my-
30th of 2023, you weren't controlling it very well, were you?
That was that one time, Your Honor, when I relapsed.
So the one time you relapsed, you got caught by the police. The one time, what are the odds of that, huh? How did you handle that, by the way? Did you handle that though responsibly? Were you, did you own up to it and
Yes, Your Honor.
how did you do that?
Well, when the state trooper stopped me, I told him that I had just relapsed and I didn't know how to stop. So I told him I just bought a $10 piece and I have it in my pocket.
Okay.
So he arrested me. So
That's where he found it, in the pocket?
yes, where I told him it was,
Sir,
where I told him where it was.
I'll
The
be,
pocket. You see, and I thank God that he
You know,
stopped me.
it's
Because I have a
great about this is he wrote a report. I wonder what that says. Let's see. That was on May 30th, right?
Mhm.
8/20, let's see. During the Trooper Alvarado observed Garcia was nervous, requested Mr. Garcia step out of the vehicle. Once out of the vehicle, he observed that you were extremely anxious and fidgety, conducted a pat down, then pulled out his pocket. And then Trooper noticed that you had clenched your right hand as if though you were holding something. Then placed both hands on the hood of the car. He checked your hand and discovered you had placed two plastic baggies containing white rock-like substance, which were later crack cocaine, by the windshield wipers. He recognized those to be crack, placed you under arrest. Wow, those were all tested positive. That's not the story you just told me, is it?
No,
But I read it and is the trooper correct?
Yes.
Why would you lie to me at this stage?
I'm lying to you.
Sir, you said it was they found it in your pocket. They found it on the windshield where you had placed your hands to try to confuse them, or it was a head fake. You just got caught. You just got caught lying to me and you were under oath. Why would you do that?
Just nervous.
Well,
I'm just very
you're just nervous. Well, when I'm nervous, I tell the truth. When I'm not nervous, I try to tell the truth. But if I'm nervous, I'm going to try to tell the truth. Your instinct is lie, deceive, trick. No, that's not right. That's not upfront. That's not forthright. Like you're supposed to. Anything else? We're from probation.
No, what's concerning to me, well, there's several things. the first new offense that he had gotten when he was, after he was placed on probation, was for injury to an elderly, and that was a result of him and his sister fighting over the last beer in the refrigerator.
Yeah, all right.
So he hasn't been sober, clearly, and then we have the marijuana. And he, in 2018, had signed a no driving form, and he was pulled over when he had the drugs. So,
That was kind of told to me just a moment ago here. In kind of in a, oh, by the way, but Miss Martinez, he wasn't even supposed to be driving on this event.
no, sir.
Is that right?
He didn't have an interlock.
Ah,
I had an interlock for 4 years.
I don't care. It's on my watch, right? That was on my order.
Yes, sir.
Did you have an interlock when you were arrested right here?
No, sir. It was not my vehicle.
You want me to read what it says? Don't operate a motor vehicle without an interlock. That's what it says. It doesn't say don't operate your car. Don't operate a motor vehicle. You can't, you think that would slip through us? You think we would write an order? Don't use your car intoxicated, but you can use everybody else's car while you're intoxicated? Do you think that would be the way we would do things? No. We figured that out a long time ago. We plugged up that leak before I got here. So that's not what the order says. Anyway. Have an auto ignition interlock system in your automobile. Drive no other vehicle without such system. Abstain from the use of intoxicating substances. Anyway, well, we got this written out so that people are not going to be able to find a loophole unless they're pretty creative. And all right. Anything else?
Let's drop the numbers.
Anything you'd like to say? So,
Well, sorry for everything. I'm just trying to get back to my life. I got a life out there. I'm not just in drugs. I'm almost done with this probation. I just want to finish it. If the court will let me finish it.
Well, you gotta finish it.
And you won't ever see me here again or in the system again. That's a problem.
I know. I wish I had $1 every time I heard that one, though.
No,
You know.
but I'm being for real. God.
But
I just want to get back to my life, back to my grandkids. I have
when I put you
13
on
grandkids.
probation, you signed a document, a deal with me. I received a copy of this order. I agree to follow all conditions, and I know that this probation can be revoked for any violation. In other words, you made a deal. You dropped that deal. You betrayed that deal. It was a contract. Well, I kind of stuck my neck out. But I'm not going to do it again. If nothing further, I'm going to find there is sufficient evidence supporting this motion to revoke probation, to grant it by preponderance of the evidence or greater, as allegation 1 has been proven true. That is that you committed the offense of illegal possession of a controlled substance on or about May 30th, 2023 in Cameron County, Texas, which was not only against the peace and dignity of the state, but in violation of condition 1 of your community supervision probation order, which is commit no crimes. And pre-sentence report shows that you were convicted of a controlled substance in San Patricio County in January of 2007 and placed on 3 years. You were on deferred probation for illegal possession of controlled substance there in 2004. 3 years later, 2.5 years later, actually, it was revoked. And then you were found guilty of the crime and sentenced to 3 years regular probation. Then you picked up in 2006 in Cameron County, another regular probation for burglary of a habitation. So that's 2 felony convictions. Then we've got this real squirrely 2011 illegal possession of a controlled substance, 9 months in jail on a case number that we can't seem to find. And then you were placed on regular probation. This is your 3rd felony offense that you were placed on probation here with me. And now with all of that, then you get caught backsliding. Well, you got to pay a price for this. I mean, the price doesn't get less expensive. The subsequent felony convictions, you don't get lesser time for serious misconduct. You're hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 6 years. You'll be given credit for time you've served. It looks like 303 days. Anything else?
I'm not sure.
That's I think that ought to put you in a habitual felon next time. 25 to life. Well, that's too bad. I hate to say that. I thought better.
Thank you.
I thought you were going to do better. Anything else? That is all. We're in recess. Mr. Grove?
Yes, sir.
And you have, I guess, it's certainly not a cabinet. What do we decide to do on this?